This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
Go Big Blue, go Giants. Go Big Blue, New York Giants.
God, it's great to be a Cowboy, isn't it? It's how we do stuff. It's the Cowboys. We're trying to do stuff. Be a leader. It's time to lead the football team. It's time. It's your time.
It's our time right now. It's our time right now.
He was a Giant, and he was a Cowboy. Now these two former rivals have joined forces to bring you the most insightful, perceptive, and controversial sports talk podcast in America. Former Dallas Cowboys defensive end Jim Jeffcoat locks horns with former New York Giants wide receiver Byron Williams. And now, here's Byron Williams and Jim Jeffcoat.
Good evening, Byron. How are you doing? I got it right before the show. I was saying good morning, good afternoon, but I know it's evening.
I was going to say, you still sleeping or what? What's going on? How you doing, Jim?
I'm not sleeping. I'm so excited. It's only 100 days to the NFL.
100 days.
Yeah.
Man, it'll be here before you know it.
I mean, it'll be here, and we'll be watching, and we'll be debating on various teams, and we'll see what happens, during the season. Obviously, are the Giants going to improve from last year? Or the Cowboys, are they going to take a step back or still moving forward? We'll see. Is that the real deal?
Right, exactly. And, the month of June, it's the month of where things do happen in the offseason, where players get to working hard, sharpen their skill set. And then on the flip side of that, the coaches – this is the month they usually take off for vacation before.
Yeah, it's the end of the month, the last week of the month, and they don't usually come back until late July. They get 4 weeks off. A lot of teams do 4 weeks off. Last week in June, and then the last week of July, they're normally preparing to go wherever their training camp. Most of the majority of teams are in their cities, but for some teams like Dallas, they go all the way out to California.
Yeah, because they famous. They got the star fans everywhere. I was talking to some guy today, and he said, every year I do my football camp. A lot of people don't know this. And then whoever wins the Super Bowl, that's who I do the colors in. So this year I'm doing it in yellow and blue because the Rams won it. And last year I had it in the Tampa Bay colors. So this guy told me today, oh yeah, you might well go and get the set. You might well get ready for the blue and silver. I said, yeah, right. I ain't never hardly did a football camp in blue and silver because the Cowboys ain't won in so long.
Oh, I can't argue right now, but it's been a while for the Giants too. So it's been a while since they've been in the playoffs.
Well, every now and then, since this is my camp, I do sneak in the Giants.
Oh, I figured that. I figured that. So,
100 days, 100 days.
100 days. A lot of things going on, but just real quick, I want to send out condolences to Jeff Gladney, cornerback. He played at TCU, was a number one draft pick for Minnesota, the Vikings, and had just previously played for the Cardinals. And unfortunately, he was 25 years old, had an accident downtown Dallas, and passed away. And that's unfortunate when you lose a life at that age.
Yeah, Jeff Gladney is a kid that I mentored. I had just talked to him 2 weeks ago. He was coming to my football camp, and he's from 20 miles from where I grew up, New Boston, Texas. And he did a camp last year in New Boston. So I'm in the midst of trying to call the coaches and the superintendent in New Boston to see if we can create a Jeff Gladney scholarship in his honor. as well as I'm going to probably do an award in his name at my football camp. This will be my 28th year to do my football camp down there.
Well, that'll be good. That'll be good. And then Marion, just today, recently, Marion Barber, they found him passed away in his apartment here in Frisco. And that's unfortunate. He was only 38. And
right.
I know we say, that's a part of life is you got to understand there's going to be death. But when you see young men at those young ages and they're passed away, and we are in, I'm 61 and you're going to be 61, right?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. So we're right there together, class of '83. And in fact, Marion Barber was born in 1983. He he was a hard-nosed running back for the Cowboys. Did a great job for them. Had an outstanding career. And I also saw he's only 9 days away from his 39th birthday.
Yeah, and that's really sad because his father played in the NFL too. Marion Barber the second.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was the third.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate when you see young men lives pass at that early of an age. So, but
the one thing I was gonna say is the one thing I like about the J&B Talking Shop is that we get to talk about some things that people probably don't understand or know.
That's right.
And that's why I kind of am involved with the NFL Players Association, because you do get to talk to players off the field and in a small circle that can help them. And that's why we're here. And that's why we developed the NFL players, these chapters across the country. We got 34 chapters across the country to help players navigate through things that they might be dealing with. And you never know when you might have an issue here and an issue there. And that's why we have these different programs in place to come in and fill the gaps and support them, support the players.
And you do a tremendous job with that. I went to a meeting, and I'll continue to go into the meetings, but you've done a tremendous job in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, helping the retirees of the Player Association, new and old. So that's kudos to you. Okay.
Well, thank you for that, Jim. I appreciate it. But we only good as the people that we serve. So a lot of people just don't know how to navigate through the benefits. But we're here to do that, and like I said, we're gonna continue to lift up the bereaved family and Marion and the Gladney family. So every now and then we have a brother to go down. So
yeah, that's just a part of it. But now let's get on to football and some of the things that are going on.
Okay.
The Buffalo Bills are the hottest pick to win the Super Bowl. They're looking to claim their third straight AFC East title.
Right.
What is your feelings on that?
Man, I swear I was riding the Buffalo Bills fan band last year. I thought definitely they were one play away, or either just kick the ball in the field of play. They would have beat Kansas City. And so I think now, you play the game to learn what your past mistakes are. And I think Buffalo Bills going to be the team to beat.
I think there's some things that, and I played my last 3 years in Buffalo, and it's a very, very good town. I mean, believe it or not, it's closer to Cleveland than New York City, and it's in Western New York, and it has avid fans. You hear about the Bills Mafia. Nobody circles the wagons like the Bills, and all that is true. It is a unique place. And I think they got a great chance, but they're only going to go as far as Josh Allen.
Right.
And if they can, their offensive line, they're going to have to their offensive line is going to have to play at a high level because they got to protect Josh. And the problem is Josh is, when we talk about Lamar Jackson, Josh is running the ball a lot.
He run the ball.
And you're one hit away from injury. And obviously, even if you stay in the pocket, you can get injured.
Right.
But you take more chances when you get out of the pocket. And that's going to be a concern. And you're going to have to hold your breath when he takes out and run. And he's a big guy. He's a big quarterback, but they only go as far as Josh Allen. They obviously feel they can get there, and I think they can, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. They got to keep him protected, and he got to stay healthy, because if he stay healthy, man, that's a whole different case scenario. The Buffalo Bills is going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, and you got to look at the AFC East, and they might not be there yet, but Miami is going to be tough. But Miami struggles in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I don't know actually when the game is this year, but Miami is always, that's a unique rivalry there. Then the Jets have gotten better.
Jets,
and you always got to worry about the Patriots because, Bill Belichick is a Hall of Fame coach.
Right.
With these things, and that's going to be a tough division. I don't think it's going to be as tough as the AFC West.
Yeah, when I think about Bill Belichick, I think about him pulling a rabbit out of his hat.
Yeah, you always
he can come up with some schemes and some plans that's kind of unique. And the key thing too, I think his linebacker group is going to be better this year. Mm-hmm. So you might well put the Patriots in the mix.
The only thing you worry about this year with Belichick is he only one coach that wanted to leave. He didn't let leave. So there's some transition. He brought some guys back, Patricia and other guys back, because they understand the way he coaches.
Right.
But still, is that transition going to affect the team?
So do you think it's more the scheme and the things that they do to set the agenda, set the pace for them? Because at the end last year they were gaining momentum, and they even played with a rookie quarterback that a lot of people didn't think was going to get it done, but they made it to the playoff. They were a surprise team, and plus the rookie quarterback made it to the Pro Bowl.
That's true, and I think it's a lot of scheme, but you have to teach that scheme because they're going to have new players, young players in crucial positions. So I think that's going to have them. That's going to be something that they're going to have to teach. And do they have the staff that can teach the Patriot way?
Right. Yeah. But that AFC East is going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's going to be competitive.
Right.
It'll be more competitive than we ever anticipated. I don't think Buffalo will run away with it.
Right.
I think that those other teams have gained other than New England. I think Miami and New York Jets have gained.
Right. With the free agent signing, the draft choices that they selected. And really, this year was so different for the changing of the guards for his coaches. A couple of general managers mixed in there. And then the improvement that I think a lot of teams did for their needs and what they want. And it seems like it's going to be a little bit more competitive. It might be a little bit harder to predict who gonna finish where.
That's true, because I think the scary team is the Jets could make a move like Cincinnati did last year.
Absolutely.
And the reason I said, because look at what they got in the draft.
Right.
And they're and they're still defensively they got some issues. But I think they can make a move like Cincinnati, and they'll shock everybody. Matter of fact, I'm going to Vegas. I'm putting a little money on the Jets. Just in case.
Better put some money on the Giants. We'll talk about that a little later.
We'll talk a little. We'll leave them alone right now.
It's going to be New York.
There's other teams that have issues that it's going to be interesting. Russell Wilson, obviously, in the Broncos. And the Broncos haven't been in the playoffs in 6 years. Right. Can he snap that streak?
I think so. Russell Wilson and I were looking at some of the things that he going to have. First of all, their defense was the third best defense in line against points last year. So their defense, so that means they're going to keep Russell Wilson in every game that he play.
Yeah.
And he going to have a chance to win games in those type case scenarios. So that's good. And Russell Wilson, in 10 years, he almost had 300 touchdowns thrown in Seattle. So he coming in now with a game record of a potential that's going to change the dynamic for Denver.
Yeah, and Jerry Jeudy, obviously they dropped all the charges against him. That's going to help him because he is a good receiver. Right. Obviously, they have talent on their team, and we'll see on the offensive side. Their defense And that's what Vic Fangio was. He was one of the greatest defensive minds ever.
Right.
We'll see if they can still play at that level. Offensively, does he have enough of a running game to be effective to take some of the pressure off of him? And that's the thing you got to ask with Russell. Does he have him? Because he was at his best when beast mode was running.
Right.
And that's it. And they had to worry about him.
Yeah, they had a superb running back, exactly, and that's where they probably gonna need some, some effectiveness, some improvement in that running back position.
Mm-hmm. And that's gonna be a thing because if you don't have that, that puts more pressure on the quarterback because you can't play action them.
Right.
And once you can play action them, now they can't cheat in their box. If they do, you can hit them deep. So that's the things you got to do. And take care. So Lynch was good for him. Who's going to be his Marshawn Lynch in Denver?
Right.
That's the question you have to ask when you're facing Russell Wilson. Does he have enough in his backfield to scare you?
Yeah.
And I know you can always game plan, but you still got to run the ball.
And I think that was part of what happened to him in Seattle. He didn't have that running back coming out the backfield, release the ball. He kept the ball a little bit more. He took more hits. That's why he ended up getting injured. But 10 years in the game, he kind of know. He got a good feel for what he need to do. But I think too, he's gonna have some good receivers on the outside.
Tremendous receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got even the tight end is pretty good. So
right. Yeah.
So, yeah, he does. But that'll be easy. And here's speaking about the AFC West, nobody talks about this. Justin Herbert is the first quarterback in history to throw 30 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons.
Yeah. So, and Justin Herbert is one of I always say he's probably almost in the top 5 quarterbacks in the league for his consistency and what he can do. And plus he's young. You're talking about can do it all. And I like his IQ. Coming out of Oregon, they were saying how high his IQ was, and he's proven that. Yeah,
he has really proven it. And I like Justin Herbert and the things that he's done in his first 2 years.
Yeah.
But as we all know, the bottom line is the win.
But it wasn't his fault that they lost. It should have went to the playoff last year. It was the head coach's fault that they didn't get to the playoffs.
Yeah. You're right about that.
There's a couple of small decisions that they made in the second half, and that didn't make sense to me. That they could have, punted the ball or change this little here and do this here. And I think they would have won a couple of games, and they was a game away from making the playoffs.
Yeah. Or if they would have tied the Raiders, exactly, they would have been in the playoffs. So It's interesting to see him this year because let's see if he makes that next step, or is he going to be one of those guys that gives you great stats but never gets to the trophy.
So you're trying to say if he's a Dan Marino type guy? No, I'm just joking.
Well, no, Dan Marino got a chance to play him.
Well, he went to the Super Bowl, yeah.
So he did, and I'm not saying that Dan Marino wasn't a great player, and he did go to the Super Bowl. But the bottom line is, and I don't know, the game has changed so much. But you want to win those championships, because that's something that's going to last you a lifetime. You see the trophies behind me, 2 of them, and that's going to be forever. I mean, that's something they can't take away from you. So just like you with 3 behind you, I mean, that's something that's going to be, when you're gone, you'll be a part of history. Yeah. And Dan Marino he's a Hall of Famer and everything, but I'm sure he would want to have won at least 1 Super Bowl. Yeah, and that's the only thing that they can always say. He didn't have that big ring. Exactly. So that's the thing you got to look at. Yeah, things like that. Just moving on, there's some other things going on, obviously in the NFL. The Bengals, and they're getting ready. I think Jamar Chase was talking today that he feels that he's going to be better this year than he was last year, and that's scary. That's scary. That's scary. But he might well get ready. They're going to double team him, and they're going to run these in and out type coverages to kind of alleviate the pain.
because he caused a headache last year the way he was running up and down the field.
Yeah, but you still got T. Higgins.
Yeah.
So you got something, and you got a running game.
That's what they have. That's what they have. They have a running game.
P. Ryan and Mixon. Woo! That's a running game. But to the thing, they got 3 new offensive linemen. Collins from Dallas and a couple other guys that they got in during free agency. So we'll see how they gel and what Cincinnati does.
Well, I think they done better the offensive linemen. Because last year they had a couple of linemen that was holding quite a bit, but they really have improved that position.
Yeah, I agree with you. But Collins has always been one play away from getting expelled from the game.
Yeah, he kind of he loses sometimes.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And obviously with the Cowboys, and it's just not him, but they were very undisciplined. And can he be disciplined enough to get things done?
Did he sit out 4 games or something last year?
Yeah, it was. I think it was substance abuse or whatever. Tested positive for something. I don't know all the facts, but I know he did sit out 4 games.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's going to be something. But the other, I think the Bengals are going to be still good. They got a lot of talent, and they did really well. Interestingly, in free agency, they didn't get any of those big name free agents, but they got free agents that fit what they do.
Do you think winning is an expectation? I know it's an expectation, but I'm saying now that people are more alerted on the Bengals coming in and playing these games, I think it's gonna be harder for them to play the game. They won some games last year. It seemed like people weren't quite, it just slipped and they won some games. But to me, I think too, they're gonna be more people gonna be ready to play them, I think. But I still think they're gonna be ready to win games that they should win.
I agree, but the problem you have with the Bengals is that quarterback Burrows. He is he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
And he's got that it factor. There's something about him when certain people walk into a room and that aura around them. Some quarterbacks are like that.
Yeah.
They walk in there and they own the room. It's the insane way. I always use it with the Michael Jordans, or the Larry Birds, or the Magic Johnsons.
Right.
When they walk in that room, or walk on the court, who the best player in the stadium is.
Yeah.
In the arena. And that's how Burrows thinks. He walks in there and he lets you know, I'm the best player here. And you're going to have to find a way to stop me. And I
love his attitude. I mean, even at the Super Bowl, I mean, they was in it to the last second.
Exactly. So he's got that it factor.
Yeah.
And I think that he's a coach's son.
Mm-hmm.
Father was a long-time coach in college. And you can see, because you were right, he has a high football IQ.
Right.
And you can see, he thinks like almost a coach.
His approach to the game is just different.
Yeah. And absolutely. I know the wide receiver coach. I worked with him at University of Colorado, and Troy Walters. Troy was he's a coach's son. His dad was a longtime college coach and NFL coach, and Troy's the receiver coach, and he's a tremendous teacher.
Yeah,
teacher.
Yeah.
So I think they do have a chance. Now, like you said, it's going to be tougher because they won't be able to sneak up on anybody. Because that's a game they're going to prepare for.
And plus, by you going to the Super Bowl, your strength of your schedule is going to be a little bit, challenging.
It is, but it's weird how the NFL is working now, because it's not like when we were you were at the Super Bowl, you would obviously have a tougher schedule.
Yeah, you're supposed to have a tougher schedule.
Yeah, you're supposed to, but it's not working that way anymore. The way they have it structured now.
Right.
It's a little different when they're structured.
Right.
So, and then if you won your division, you have a tougher schedule. The Cowboys have one of the easier schedules in the NFL. And that's the thing. So
the Cowboys, I don't know about the Cowboys.
Whatever.
Me and Matt said the Cowboys. We're gonna stick a fork in y'all.
No, whatever. As long as I love when they beat New York. And you can tell that New York fan over there that I love it.
That's why we're going to play the game in 2022, baby. We're going to see.
Yeah.
Oh, we got y'all Turkey Day.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we got y'all Turkey Day.
Yep. You got us Turkey Day.
I'm finna go out in the backyard and I got a little bitty baby duck turkey. I'm gonna feed until the month of November. Then we're gonna have some fresh turkey. We got some fresh turkey.
You know what they call turducken?
Yeah, turducken. Yeah, John Madden. Turducken.
Oh man, but it'll be good.
Yeah.
Now here's a question for you. Moving on, who is going to be the quarterback for the 49ers?
But Jimmy G just had shoulder surgery.
Yeah, but he's not going to be back until training camp.
That's what I'm saying. But I think that's why it was trying to trade him, I think, secretly. But I think the rumors came out on him. But, Trey Lance going to be the quarterback.
Trey Lance.
He's going to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
I think what I just think they want to make sure he's going to be ready. And I think they preparing him right now in this offseason. This is what this offseason is all about. I'm looking around. This is what this offseason is all about. They getting it ready.
Yeah, but he's not throwing to Debo. Debo ain't there. Where's Debo at? Debo taking pictures with.
I'll tell you, Debo is on. He got his phone sitting right here, and I guarantee you, they're gonna say he gonna answer when they see that red light up, and that's John Lynch. He goes, "That's John Lynch calling. Let me pick it up." Okay,
let me tell you something about why Debo wants to get out of California.
Taxes?
I looked it up. The taxes. He's paying over 50% of his salary is going to go to the state of California.
Yeah.
Somebody says that Trey Lance is going to be a bust. I disagree.
Well, I think if he go and get this season kicked off and have a good start, I think he won't be a bust. But I think if he can't read coverages and don't understand the concept of the game, I think he will be a bust.
Yeah, I don't think he will be. I think they're working with him on doing those things that you mentioned.
But I do think too that what he's been doing in practice is going to dictate how prepared he'll be for the game. So I don't know what's going on this offseason. That's the only thing that we don't know. But I know one thing: if he's hitting it on all cylinders, they're gonna be hiccup. They're gonna have a
Here's my reason I don't think he'll be a bust is because Garoppolo is not a bad quarterback, as we know. But they want to give Trey Lance. There's something going on. They must have some confidence in Lance if they're going to trade Jimmy G and not start a guy that's had a lot of success in the NFL.
But you know what?
Commodity.
It's one thing to try to put somebody in a position, but it's another thing to let him sit back and learn what the concept of the NFL is all about. So they done that. They done took their time with him. So if he don't get it this year, I think he'll never get it.
Yeah.
He done sit out long enough now to kind of see what he needs to do.
And, I mean, they drafted him high, so yeah. So we'll see. And he might have wanted Josh Allen, and it's Trey Lance, but we'll see. We'll see, and then we'll see who's right or who's wrong on that. Let's keep moving on. Matt Ryan.
Let me tell you something.
That makes the Colts the favorite in the South.
Absolutely. Matt Ryan is on a couple of hundred yards from throwing 60,000 yards in the NFL. Another thing that people don't know, Indianapolis Colts got one of the best offensive line in the National Football League. And then you mentioned the running back, Jonathan Taylor. That right there, Matt Ryan ain't never had that in a long time. So I'm thinking Matt Ryan is going to surprise somebody, and I see why they are chosen to win the AFC South.
Now, I'm glad you said that. But there is south of them, there is a beast, and his name is Derrick Henry. The quarterback, Tannehill, is not Matt Ryan, but he's effective in what they ask. The big thing for them is going to be Treylon Burks, the rookie receiver.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a big thing. But I still, anytime you got Derrick Henry in your backfield, you got a difference maker. A big, physical, strong. Shoot, nobody want to tackle Derrick Henry.
But he got hurt last year. I'm thinking
He
when
did
you
get hurt,
28, 29, 30, time catches up with you.
I don't know if he that old.
He been in the league 8 years.
I'm not sure. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna find out how old he is.
Yeah, but he is a freak. I mean, that's 200 and something pounds to what? 260 pounds coming at you?
No doubt. When he's coming, he's coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like Dion said, when he gets past the interior line,
yeah,
he gets into the secondary, it's time.
He's 28. He's 28 years old.
They're starting to make business decisions.
Yeah. Derrick Henry is 28 years old.
Yeah.
And his birthday is January the 4th. So he's 28. He'll be 28 doing this whole football season.
That's true. That's true. But I still think right now I would have to pick Tennessee because of Vrabel. And I think their defense played really well last year. Jonathan Taylor is a beast. Matt Ryan is a great quarterback.
How is their defensive line?
Defensive line played really well last year.
Okay.
So I don't think they have any issues there. I think it's going to be between Houston, Tennessee, and Indianapolis. But it's not going to be easy for either team because they're both big. Like you said, they both got.
I'm going with the Colts. I'm going with Matt Ryan just due to the fact that I give Matt Ryan the edge over Tannehill.
I'm going with Tennessee.
Because you got the running back. Okay.
I got the running back, and I think that they played really good defense last year. And I think Vrabel is a very, very – and not saying anything against Frank Wright, but I think Vrabel is a tremendous coach. I mean,
he's a defensive side coach. I'm going with the offensive side coach. I'm going with the coach.
Offense sells tickets. Defense wins championships.
So you say.
Yeah. Think about it.
I ain't gonna argue with you. That's what they said in back in the day. But I'm telling you now, everything been built around offenses. That's why the game is built the way it is today, because people want to see scores. They want to see excitement. They want to see points. They want to see Jamar Chase. They want to see Ken Burrow. They want to see excitement.
I agree, but if Aaron Donald didn't destroy Cincinnati's game,
he did.
Offensive line,
he did.
Would LA Rams won?
They did. Now I'm gonna tell you what's exciting, what done changed the dynamic of the game. It's been the defensive line, no doubt.
Yeah.
These guys been able to do things for us, hand cutting and all that stuff that they do.
Oh yeah,
it's just a whole different. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. So you'll see, and then on the bottom of the AFC South is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Got a new coach in Doug Peterson.
I know that.
Yeah. Peterson. I think they'll be better. I still have hope for the quarterback. I think the quarterback is young, and now he's getting coached the proper way.
That's the one thing Jacksonville gonna have now that they never had in the last 4 or 5 years is they got a coach that know the game, know how to plug in certain type of case scenario players, and he definitely know how to call plays. He's a dynamic. He's an ex-quarterback, so Doug Peterson he'll be able to bring a whole lot. And another thing that I can say about Jacksonville, they will be hard to beat. They're going to be hard to beat.
Oh, yeah, and I agree with you. But here's the thing. I think they have more talent than people give them credit for. I don't think they're in position to blow people out or anything. But they're going to win some. They beat some teams last year they shouldn't have beat. Anytime
you got a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence coming from he didn't hardly lose no games in college.
Yeah.
Come from the same pedigree that, we talked about Jeff Burrow, what he came from. Joe Burrow. So it reminded me of the same pedigree. These guys don't like losing.
No, they don't.
So I think Jacksonville is going to be a team to watch.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think they'll win the South, but they're going to give somebody some scares.
When I think about that corner edge over there, they're going to be more exciting than the Carolina team, to me.
I would agree.
To me. So we'll see.
I agree. I don't have an argument with that. I think Trevor Lawrence, the only thing you worry about Trevor Lawrence is his release. He has a long release.
Wild card. Yeah, just give him the wild card.
It could be a possibility for a wild card.
Yeah.
Because now they're getting coached the proper way.
Yeah, they are.
That's what you got to worry about when you get guys like Urban Meyer. I know he's won national championships, but he didn't understand the mentality of
grown men, coaching grown men.
Coaching grown men.
Yeah.
And calling him, he kicked the kicker. What kind of junk is that? Kicking the kicker.
That's not heard of in the National Football League.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's certain things you have to have in place in the National Football League.
Yeah.
And you got to have a mature-minded coach.
Yeah, and I played for a coach that came from college and national, but he had to learn the differences between coaching college players and pro players and Jimmy Johnson. And that's when he learned it. He picked it up quick enough that he could become successful. And he was teaching him from, I don't understand the question.
Form. Teaching the form, like the form.
Yeah.
So it's still a learning curve whether you coaching and playing. Yeah.
And that's what I was saying on Sunday about certain players is there is a learning curve. It is not college.
And I'll tell you another thing that's different. 18 weeks.
Yes. Yeah.
Of grinding.
Can get to you. The grind can
and
get
you only get 1 day off.
Yep.
One day. That's that Tuesday.
Yeah. That's true.
So it's a commitment like no other.
That's true. And some coaches believe that less practice will make you more effective. Some coaches think the physical part of practice will make you more effective and less injuries. So it's just you got to have a happy medium.
Yeah, you do. You have to have a happy medium. So and that reminds me of what I see too is these iPads and the things that they have to require and films and they ask them questions. They have questions that they have to answer. So case scenarios, I've seen a couple of guys having to get back with their position coaches, and they're more in a relationship with their position coaches than ever before as well.
Yes, I agree. So I think the Jags would be more competitive. I don't know if they're a wild card yet.
You don't think so?
Oh man!
Are you going to the kitchen or what?
Yeah, I did, but that was just I was thirsty, so I did run to the kitchen Sunday. And somebody can't live it. I'll never live that down.
Well, you shouldn't.
I might have to run right now to go get my order. So
you shouldn't live that kind of lifestyle. That's what you shouldn't do.
Actually, I wasn't home. I was in a hotel and I went to see a concert. Gladys Knight, SOS band, Gap band.
Yeah.
And the concert was unbelievable, and I was thirsty. I didn't drink when I got out of the concert.
Let me ask you a question. When you go to these concerts, do you dance?
Oh, I can dance now. I know the rhythm of the stroke.
But you got 2 left feet.
No, I don't have 2 left feet. I'm gonna be dancing there when the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. So, or I might dance on Thanksgiving when the Cowboys have their turkey early.
Yeah.
So that, but let's move on.
Let's move.
Because this position is becoming more emphasized in the last couple of years because of all the different, like you said, the matchup coverages in the NFL. Who are your top 5 tight ends?
Well, I have to say Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews for Baltimore.
Yes.
Okay. Darren Waller with the Raiders.
Yes.
Kyle Pitt. He's a 2nd-year player.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna have to always go with DeGrom. He still got it. He still got it. So those are my 5 top tight ends, and all 5 of these guys are game changers. And really, all 5 of these guys, you better double team them. If you don't double team these 5 guys I just named, you're gonna have a problem.
Interesting you say that, because you forgot one that is a special tight end.
Who?
George Kittle.
Who?
George Kittle from the.
You know what? That's who I miss. That's who I miss. So he might move up to Grunt place, but I'm telling you, those yeah.
I would put Kittle way up there because I had Kittle.
Damn.
I had Travis.
That's because you've been flying out to San Francisco. But yeah, go ahead.
I had Kittle. I had Kelsey. I had Waller. I had Kyrie Pitts.
Kyle Pitt.
And I had Mark Andrews. I thought they were the best tight ends in there. But
No
I
doubt.
can't believe you're going to put Gronk over Kittle.
I like Gronk.
You can like him.
He wear that number 87. He wear the number 87.
And today, I know that's why, but
I had to get 2 guys to wear number 87 in that group, and that's Kelsey and the Gronk, man. 87.
oh my goodness.
No, but you know what? You're right. Those are the tight ends that really changed the game, and you got to double those guys. They cause headaches on that football field.
Oh yeah, no question. Because they're not just your average tight ends.
Nah.
They're really hybrids. They're really receivers and tight ends bodies.
Yeah.
And all those guys are dominant when they want to be. And
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know,
and if they get free releases off the line of scrimmage, if they don't double in and out of coverages, and man, they make it happen.
Oh yeah, no question. No question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, and that's my. Don't forget about Kittle. Okay.
Yeah. Let me put Kittle down again.
But,
Kittle, he's bad boy. I like it. I like him. Who is the
Kittle's better? I think
Dave Casper. Dave Casper, man, he could do it. He could block.
Yeah, he could.
He can run, and he didn't drop passes. So
no, he didn't. I just think Kittle is such a great athlete.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I'm not taking anything from Casper. He's a Hall of Famer. But I just think Kittle is special.
Yeah.
And then, you guys had one in the Bravaro. He was
Mark Bavaro's, no doubt.
But I never had problems. I had more problems with Howard Cross than Bravaro blocking me.
Cross was underrated. Cross did some he did some dirty things for blocking and the assignments that he had to do. And they used him in motion and things like that to shift the strength of the offense.
Yeah.
But he and plus he's a great guy too.
Yeah, and he was a physical blocker too.
Yeah.
So
he'll put his nose in there.
Yeah, and you had to be ready for Howard. So.
Yeah, Howard Cross. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's the thing. But here's the Vegas odds. And I want your opinion. I'm gonna give my opinion.
Okay, go ahead.
Dolphins. Vegas odds have them 8.5 wins. Do you think they're gonna win more than 9? 9 or more wins, or 8 or more losses?
I think that's it. 9 wins at the most.
That's what
9
you
wins
think.
at the most.
And why do you think that? Why do you think that?
Because for one, they're in the AFC East,
and
they're gonna have a hard time beating the Jets.
Yeah.
And I know they ain't gonna be Buffalo, and they're gonna have trouble with the Patriots. So I'm thinking 9 wins at the most. I don't know that much about they coach, but I do know that I just don't see them winning no more than 9 games. I really don't.
I'm gonna go with 8 games.
8 games. Okay, I'm putting you down for 8. I'm putting me down for 9.
8. I think they'll win 8, and my reason is Tyreek Hill is interesting. He was saying today that he felt that Kansas City limited his touches because they were trying to not give him, and he did say this. I'm not saying it's true, but he's saying that they limited his touches because they didn't want him to get that huge contract. They wanted to negotiate a lower contract with him.
But you know what? I think he had some leg problem with pulled muscles and things like that. And then
Really?
I think from time to time he got a hamstring problem. But another thing I see too is that he's selfish. Man, you got to be.
You really believe that?
Yeah, he's selfish. When he come off the bench, you can tell if he don't get the ball, he pound like a little girl.
Wow.
You don't ever see that? I see that.
I didn't see that.
Okay, watch this year.
I will watch it.
I don't know if he's gonna be better than Waller.
Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
Wow.
For his making plays on the field. I think Julius Waller is just as good as him.
Wow, yeah, because you just like to think you can do the dance. You can waddle. That's why you want waddle.
No, but this is another thing too that I think that I hope they can have in place for him, for Tyrese, and that's the play calling, the setting him up for the plays. The one thing that Kansas City did, they had certain plays to set him up for success.
Yeah,
but they'll run him on a deep cross, and that's perfect for him because he can. That's what he does. If they don't have that in the concept of their offense, then we'll see what happens. He's gonna get frustrated.
And we got to find out if Tua can throw the ball to him. I mean,
well, he have a different philosophy on the
that's
ball.
right.
So,
that's right.
We'll see.
He ain't Mahomes throwing the ball.
I just hope they spend some time together right now.
That's why I'm going with 8 games.
Okay.
I don't know if Tua can get him the ball deep.
And they gonna have some coaching staff problem, I think.
You think so?
I just think it ain't gonna be all cake and easy coming in.
No.
But I'll tell you another thing. That people don't think about. Mm-hmm. Will their offense be predictable?
No.
Now, if their offense be predictable, guess what? They're gonna have a hard time making things work.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Keep going on. Steelers against the Vegas odds having 7.5 wins. Your prediction: 8 or more, or 7 or more losses.
They're gonna win 8 games. Mike Tomlin ain't. He ain't no losing type coach. They're gonna win at least 8 games.
Well, it depends a lot on who's the starting quarterback. I mean, is it going to be the rookie or is it going to be Trubisky?
Either one going to win that games. I don't care.
And, they don't have a lot of, to be honest with you, they don't have a lot of talent. So I'm going to go with the low. I'm going to say 7 or more losses.
Okay, you at 7. I'm at 8.
And the reason I say that is because it's got to catch up with them because they're not there. And you look at even the AFC North and the teams they play, Baltimore.
Well, you can say all you want to. I'm gonna tell you another thing that a lot of people don't look at, and the other third of your success is the special team. Pittsburgh ain't never had a bad special team.
That is true.
They always have
really good on defense, but their defensive coordinator retired this year.
Yeah.
So that's something to look at.
I just think too that the one thing I love about Pittsburgh is they find ways to win. Whether they don't have to score a whole lot.
Yeah, I agree, but I think this year is going to be difficult for them.
Okay, they're going to win 8 games.
And I said they're going to lose more than 7.
Okay.
Saints versus the Saints. Win more, 8 wins, or more than or more than 8 wins, less than 8 losses. I think they got the odds have them winning 8.
They're gonna be right at 8. I don't see them doing a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got no quarterback. They got a new coach. They couldn't do nothing with Sean Payton when he set up that year. I think they're gonna be the same case scenario. When he set up a couple of years ago, he had had to sit out for whatever he did. I just think they're gonna have a problem. They ain't got no quarterback. They have a running back. I don't know what the receiver coach. Well, the receiver coach supposed to be better. They got the kid from Ohio State, but Michael Thompson, I don't know what he's doing, but I just think too that I don't know. I don't think Jameis Winston is going to be the answer for them.
I kind of got a feeling he is, but I'm with you. I don't know if they have enough because they're getting long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Then my thing, and then you never heard about the running back. He still has problems up in Vegas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen with that.
They're going to be lingering. Yeah.
I think I would say 8 at the most. They're not going to win more than 8 games.
Yeah, they read at 8 with me as well.
Yeah, so I would agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
So let's get to a little bit of Cowboy news real quick. We're going to go through this pretty quick.
Go ahead.
And everything. Michael Gallup versus CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, no doubt.
I would agree, CeeDee Lamb. But they said he's gotten bigger. I'm just not a huge CeeDee Lamb fan, but he's got to be the number 1 receiver.
He's going into his 3rd season. I think this is where he gets it.
They say the kid from South Alabama is the real deal. Tolbert.
Yeah, Tolbert. He been doing good in the rookie camp in OTA. He surprised them. He more than what they thought.
Yeah, and then obviously Washington got hurt. James Washington, the guy from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And Gallup is still recovering from the injury. So we get through that. And then talking about Pollard. See, I like Tony Pollard, but here's the problem is they talk about what he does, and he has had success. And don't get me wrong, but does he have the pressure of being the number 1 receiver? I mean, excuse me, not receiver, but running back. It's a difference when you're the number 1 running back and
you ain't at the buck at the time. Yeah, it's a difference.
Yeah, so I think Elliott is still the number 1.
No doubt.
I think Pollard will get more touches. So.
Yeah, because he's dynamic and he can turn it on. I mean, he ran a couple of kickoff backs last year that was very impressive. He did. He's very impressive. I
like him. I
think with the combination really throws the defense off. That's what helped Dallas win the NFC last year.
Yeah, and I think they're a good combination. You need 2 running backs in this day and time. So,
absolutely. Just to change the pace.
Yep. So that's the thing, give it a change of pace.
Right.
I don't think Pollard's another Joe Morris.
Oh,
no.
Well,
Joe Morris mean.
Joe Morris, yeah, he was a little different. Joe Morris, he has a bite to him.
Little fat bowling ball.
Oh, man, I was downfield blocking one time. He ran up my butt. Damn, Joe, can you see where you're going? Short. Dang,
I know. Little fire plug.
The fire plug. That Joe is something else. I love Joe.
Pollard and Elliott are be better, and Pollard will probably get more of a role, but they need each other.
Yeah, and right now, that's the best running back situation case scenario in the NFC East.
Yes.
Out of the teams. Yeah, no doubt.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So let's get to we talked about that. Let's get to a little Giants news.
Okay.
And they're talking about a guy named Jordan Akers. Akins.
Aiken coming from Houston.
Yeah. He came from Houston. He's a converted receiver who's trying to be a tight end. As the member of the Texans, he had 58 games, 23 starts, caught 114 balls for 1,260 yards and 3 touchdowns. Right. And then he's somebody that they like a lot. And he might be that guy.
I think if they can insert him and run him on some special routes, I think he's going to be a good positive plus for the Giants. And something different, unique, and then you have your 3 receivers set. You have, I think that's going to be good. It's going to be, and now I want to say this: since 2004, there's never been a back-to-back NFC East Division champion since the Eagles did it in 2004.
Get ready for it. This is 2022. This is the year there'll be a back-to-back champion.
So I'm telling you, it's gonna be
either. Tell that Giants fan in the background that it's gonna happen.
So it's gonna be either the Giants or the Eagles win the NFC East. No. You hear it from me. June.
You tell that Giants fan.
June 1st, 2022, Byron Williams is predicting the Eagles or the Giants will win the NFC East this year. It won't be the Dallas Cowboys.
It will be those Cowboys. It will be those Cowboys. Real quick, they're talking about a running back from Florida State that's predicted to emerge following back-to-back 1,000 seasons on the ground to begin his career. And Saquon Barkley has appeared in 15 games over the last 2 years. So they're saying this FSU running back is going to be – they're going to do the similar thing that Dallas is doing with Pollard and Elliott.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I think that's what Barkley need, and that'll change the dynamic of the offense. And I think give the offensive line a little bit more prestige on blocking assignment and things. So that's what we need.
Yeah, we got somebody from the Peanut Gallery said Cowboys have finished third. Now, we're not even in 2023 because they'll win it again.
Can you imagine if Dallas finished third? It's going to be a lot of people moving out of Dallas.
Sean Payton will be there.
I'm going to be right here.
Sean Payton will be the head coach. Time with the
Commandos.
Yeah. Let's get real quick because we haven't had that much time. I wanted to get over to the NBA championship. Who you got?
Warriors.
Yeah. I got the Celtics.
Okay.
Celtics in 7.
It's going to be the Warriors. It's going to be the Warriors.
The Celtics put in some work against them this year.
I don't care what the Celtics going to do. They tired. They don't play the harder battle. They running out of gas.
Defense.
I'm trying to see. I think if I'm looking at you, I think the gas head gonna be on empty. So is that empty? Is the gas head on empty on this side or this side? Their gas head's on empty. Believe me.
Celtics will come. Let them eat. They are a team. Shoot. Steph Curry struggles against them. Marcus Smart shut him out. Jackson Jeffcoat had 32 points against Smart in a high school playoff game.
How many games, Byron? They'll probably go to the 7th game, but I'm telling you, the Warriors will win it, the championship. 2022
gonna be. The home court advantage. You know that, don't you?
Who?
The Celtics have home court advantage, right? Because they were second in the East.
No, they playing the first game at the Warriors.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they playing San Francisco tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It should have been the
Warriors in 7. The Warriors in 7. The Warriors in 7.
Celtics in 7.
Okay,
I'll Tatum.
I'll write them down.
Jaylen Brown, Tito Horford, Marcus Smart.
Can you say Trayvon? Pow. He gonna be out. Hey, I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
Okay, I'm going with Warriors have a better record, but they struggled against the Celtics this year. This is the battle.
This the playoff. We ain't talking about the regular season. You talking about
the Popoviches. They both played for Popovich. Greg Popovich. They both coach for Popovich.
Jeff, I think I was a better basketball player than you. So I'm telling you, the Warriors. I averaged 25 points in high school. What you average?
No, I averaged. Well, I was a state champion wrestler.
Okay.
Because they wouldn't let me dunk.
Oh, I thought maybe you had some rebounds or something. You didn't tell me.
I wasn't a rebound. Look at me. That's why I was the #1 draft pick with all that athleticism.
Number 77.
You saw me running down. Shoot, you never want to come across the middle.
Nah, I wasn't gonna.
I might have been the one that broke your jaw.
I did get my jaw broken against the Commandos, the Redskins. But you know what though? The Warriors gonna win the NBA championship. You heard it from me.
Celtics gonna win the East. It's just too physical. The Warriors ain't used to that. They like to go out there and look pretty.
Let me tell you something. By the time the Celtics fly all the way over to 49, over to San Francisco, they gonna be jet-legged.
Okay, all right. Just think that.
Warrior. That's the W for the Warriors right there.
Put that C.
The Warriors. Yep.
All right.
What's up, man?
Have a good
day. What's up, guys? Great show.
All right, Mac. Get some rest, Mac.
Yeah, you too, Jim, because I think you wore yourself out today talking all your nonsense.
He got to go to the bathroom. He got to go to the bathroom.
All right. You guys have a great night. Great job today, guys.
You
have a
too.
good night.
See you Sunday.
All right.
Bye, buddy.